Hello there, Stevos. Welcome back to the Steve's Music Wrap-Up. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the brand new, recently released album that is Reasonable Woman by Sia. Now, I'm going to be honest with you here. I have actually only listened to this album once, but there is actually a couple of tracks on this album that I've actually listened to a couple of times. Reason being is because obviously I was I was actually in the car on my way to a balloon festival in Dorset a couple of weeks ago now, and basically the signal was pretty bad when I was trying to listen to this album through my mobile data, so therefore there was a couple of moments where I kind of had to go all the way back to the beginning of the album to listen to the album again. And yeah, so there's a few tracks on here. I'm going to say it's around about maybe the first 4 or 5 tracks on this album that I actually listened to maybe twice or maybe even 3 times now actually. But still, it is nevertheless though a really great album. And similar to what I said in my last music wrap-up episode about Dua Lipa's Radical Optimism, this is another album which, by the way, it came out the same day as Dua Lipa's Radical Optimism album, by the way. But this album is actually one of those albums which I don't think requires any skips whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the track listing and just talk a little bit about some of the songs that I absolutely enjoy listening to and stuff. So here are the tracks. So first of all, I just want to say that there is a total of 15 songs on this album. And the songs are Little Wing, Immortal Queen featuring Chaka Khan, Dance Alone by Sia and Kylie Minogue, I Had a Heart, Gimme Love, Nowhere to Be, Towards the Sun, Incredible featuring Labyrinth, Champion featuring Tierra Whack, Khalili and Jimmy Jalif, I Forgive You, Wanna Be Known, One Night, Fame Won't Love You featuring Paris Hilton, Go On, and Rock and Balloon. Now, I'm going to be honest with you here, you know what, there is one song that I do love in particular, and again, I do feel like, I mean, even as I'm going to talk about this song now, actually, I can just hear it in my ears, in my head, straight away. Because it is kind of catchy, but there is this one song called Incredible by Labyrinth, as I mentioned during the track listing, and I just love it. It's like, I go incredible, incredible, incredible. Honestly, that is literally all I'm hearing in my head right now, is that. And it's just Labyrinth just singing that bit of the song, and then it goes, incredible, or something like that. It's been a while since I last heard it, but in my head, though, I can actually kind of hear it in my head going around a little bit. But it is a great song, though, and I'm going to be honest with you, there are some other songs in this album that I do absolutely love, including what other songs was it that I loved? I think it was Dance Alone, definitely, by Sia and Kylie Minogue. I thought that was great. Immortal Queen by with Chaka Khan as well, again. I thought that was a fantastic track. Little Wing, I thought was a great opener, by the way, to this album as well. Little Wing was a great opener. And also as well, can I just say, not only does this album have a great opener, but it also has a great closer to the album as well, with Rock and Balloon. So, again, I thought that was a really great track as well. Now, I'm going to be honest with you here. I've actually heard a lot of Sia's music in the past, and, of course, many other people out there would have listened to Sia's music in some form or another. You know, I mean, obviously, she is quite oftenly played on the radio and stuff. She has done, like, collaborations with David Guetta in the past and stuff. So, you know, and I will say that, you know, I do think that Sia does have quite an incredible singing voice, you know, and I think that her voice is quite, I'm going to say, like, quite iconic in some ways, and, you know, and quite recognisable as well. Like, literally, you know, I guess in some way, you know, like, even if you didn't know who Sia was, you could probably pinpoint on a radio station somewhere out there that song right there, yep, that's by Sia. you know, just by her voice. So yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I do absolutely love this album so much, and like I said at the beginning of this review, you know, I do think that this album is, again, another one of those albums where there's just no skips required, which I absolutely love, because I hate it when there is an album sometimes where you have your favourite songs and then it comes down to the next song and then, oh, I need to skip that one. But whereas this album, and obviously the same when I mentioned about Radical Optimism, it's just one of those albums where you can just put it on Spotify or Amazon Music, YouTube Music, whatever music streaming platform you guys use, or even a CD, I guess, if you still collect CDs or vinyls, vinyls as well. You know, it's just one of those ones that you can just pull on, whether it's on your phone, on a vinyl player, on a CD player, wherever, and just walk away. And you know what? You don't need to even touch a button to press next, because, you know, I do think that this album is, for me anyway, one of those albums that is no skips required. So I think it is a fantastic album, and you know what, I really can't wait to listen to more from Sia in the future. I'm going to be honest with you now, okay? You know, I've not actually listened to a full album before by Sia. Obviously I've heard the singles, like, that's been played on the radio and stuff like that in the past, but I've never actually listened to an album from the artist herself. So it was actually really nice for me to sit down and listen to this album, and it kind of actually makes me want to now go back and listen to her back catalogue of other songs that she's done on previous albums in the past. So yeah, so anyway, so that is my thoughts on Sia with Reasonable Woman. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. What is your favourite track from the album Reasonable Woman by Sia? Or what's your favourite all-time track by Sia? Whether it's Chandelier or whether it's Titanium featuring David Guetta. Feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, if you like what you see and you're new around here, feel free to hit that subscribe button to become a Stevo. So your next YouTube video will be out on Friday this week, when I will be doing another music wrap-up episode for you guys, which will be about Conan Gray with his recent album, which is titled Found Heaven. So I hope you guys can join me then. But until then though, it's goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys again in my next YouTube video.